Hi, I'm Larry Ajayi, and I'm reaching you now on channel 107.3.1 DT on people, places, and events. This is My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition. Welcome you to Fitch Creek Provincial Park for the Beaver Bundle opening ceremony. Now, this is a special spring celebration, performed by the First Nations of this land, and it's a way to bring us back memory lane to share knowledge that has been passed down from one generation to another generation, so that the culture can continue and people can continue to learn about the importance of why we're here in this land. Now, the question you want to ask me is, what is a Beaver Bundle opening? What does it mean, to do a Beaver Bundle opening ceremony? What does it mean to hear the first thunder? Because these are some of the questions that I'll be bringing to you through the knowledge gatekeepers here. And it's an honor to be invited here by Elder Treffry Deerfoot. I call him my indigenous father, who has been gracious enough to give me an indigenous name. By the way, if you don't know, my indigenous name is Sam, meaning medicine art, and it's an honor for me to also be presented an eagle feather, which is one of the highest honor from this community, making me part of this land. So I'm here today to bring you some of the stories about Beaver Bundle ceremony, and I'll be talking to some individuals here that'll be sharing these stories. And for these 2 days, a Friday and a Saturday, there are some activities that's been lined up, like the sweat ceremony, the barbecue, the evening storytelling, and a whole lot more. Like I do it on this show. Don't move a muscle. Stretch. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Still here at the Fitch Creek Provincial Park, for the Beaver Bundle opening ceremony. And I'm here with the elder, who has called all of us together here. And then it's an honor to be invited for this ceremony. It's a man that I've come to admire, respect. He's like a father to me, who has given me some guidance, and share knowledge about the cultures of the first people of this land, and how this culture, connects all of us together. And it's an honor to be sitting here with Elder Treffry. How are you, sir?
I'm good, sir.
Yes, sir. So this is a ceremony that happens, once in a year. Am I right? Twice a year. At the spring, and what time again?
Well, when you hear the first thunder, this one I would, the bundle will have to be close by me. And then at that point that we give tobacco to the elder and we ask him, I heard the thunder. And then he schedules a date that he's available, which is today, and we're going to do that opening of the ceremony.
Okay. So I wanted to walk our audience through this process.
That's how.
The first question is, what is a Beaver Bundle opening?
A Beaver Bundle talks about our creation story. It talks about the animals being on turtles' back. And then they were hungry. So the beaver and the otter, they go to the bottom of the water. They come back with clays in their hand, and they put it on turtles' back. So we eat beak seeds, the loons being predominant. You'll see them in a bundle today. They go down, and they get the seeds from the bottom of the ocean. The four medicine plants, the cedar, the sage, the sweetgrass, and lastly, the tobacco. Okay. So out of those four medicine plants, the other vegetation started to happen. And so then the animals started to get food. And they knew about being hungry, so they had conflict. So they started to fight over their resource. So it was at that point that the Creator tied two buffalo bones together with sinew, clay, buffalo blood, and with his own breath. 4 times breathed into first man, created out of his breath which means me and you are created because we were given breath from the Creator. And he took one of the man's rib, another bone, tied it with sinew, clay, buffalo blood, and breathed in the tube 4 times again, and created a partner for us, the woman. So out of that, we became the caregivers of the animals. So right now, how we see it, the animals, we have pets,
Yes.
and then we have bigger pets.
Yeah.
So all of these are loyal to us because they count on us as caregivers to feed them, to water them. Right? And in all of that, it's energy going out. And the energy you feel back from those animals when they're rubbing up against you, they're letting them pet you. Yeah.
Amazing. Now, you said something about hearing the first thunder. Now, what does that mean? Is it like the first thunder, at the beginning of the year, or
Yes.
how? Walk us through how to watch out for that, or
Well,
when it happens.
you'll hear the thunder and you hear it and it rattles, right? So the animals are laying on the ground where they're pregnant. So that thunder startles them. It induces labor. So that's when we start having all the little animals. The bears are hibernating. That thunder echoes through the rock and it wakes these bears up. And then, also the trees, vegetation, that first thunder rattles the roots.
Yeah.
And then the branches and the buds of the tree start to open up with that first thunder. Because what happens after thunder? The rain. The rain trickles down those leaves, down the branches, down the trunk, to the roots.
Yeah.
And something magical our Creator does. He reverses the energy and sends it back up the trunk, to the branches, to the leaves. And right at the, you hear that thunder?
Yes.
And at the edge of the leaves are the berries. The berries start to come to play.
What a
So
wonderful
that's the
story.
magic of our Creator.
Amazing, amazing. So for this ceremony, which is 2 days, you have some activities that are lining up. Some of them I witnessed yesterday and some today. Which is like the sweat ceremony. There's the stew and bannock. Food. There's setting up of TP and the barbecue and evening storytelling. Now, one of the ones that was more intriguing that catches my attention is the sweat ceremony. How do you, the question is, what is a sweat ceremony?
Okay. Well, with all of these stories, we have tobacco to share. I've got tobacco here. And there's a story that coincides with, when the Creator made us, this one person was deformed. There's a story called Scarface.
Okay.
And he went on a journey. To make a long story short, he went up to the heavens with morning star, and not do see how we seen him shining.
Yeah.
He healed Scarface, but in healing him, he gave him specific responsibility to create this lodge. Women, they have a monthly cycle where they purify themselves. So they're very powerful human beings. Not only do they have that access, but they're also the mother of our children. Us as men, we have to go back into Mother Earth, to the womb, and get cleansed. And it's like a restart, re-engage.
Typically, that means this is like the womb where we go for cleansing.
Cleanses.
To be new again, to be born again, to be okay.
Same thing when a child is born without sin, he becomes pure. So the act of this is going back to purity, innocence. So it opens up for us to go in and have a ceremony this afternoon.
Now, what are the, do you just randomly choose who to come into the sweat pit, or do you call family, friends? How do you determine who comes into the pit?
We work with people. I plant sacred tobacco, which comes from the Beaver Bundle itself. So those seedlings have 0 nicotine, and so that's what we want to use and incorporate into our culture. So it's all about rejuvenating and sharing.
Okay. How long how long does it take to start and finish in the sweat piece?
It takes we're fighting with the elements of Mother Nature. It took a little bit for the fire to get going because the wood just wet. But once it got going, and we heated what we call the rocks grandfathers, as we lifted these grandfathers inside the lodge, and we closed it, and we put water on it. The essence and the stories and the songs. The ancient world comes to us to give us guidance on a new beginning.
Now, you said something that some of the ceremony that is taking place, some of them can't record, and that is why we're telling this story, so that people can have a picture imagination of what goes on. Now, there's some rocks there that would be referred to as the grandfather. So that means the rock will first of all heated in the fire.
Yes.
And transported in heat.
Yes.
And then I noticed at some point you pour in some water.
There's praying, there's a ritual.
Okay.
And it's all part of what the Creator gave us to celebrate Him as our supreme being.
Okay. So after that, then the tipi ceremony.
Well, we have to
set up the tipi.
Yeah. So we put the tipis up as these are our sacred lodges also. That's where the mother and the father come together in union. So during the day we can work in communication, but at night, because the two people, male and female, come together and they create life. They become equal. So you don't order each around, you respect and you have that. So that's the union of that lodge and the stories on the outside. Each teepee in the Blackfoot worldview have their own story. And each family has their own story, so you'd have to approach to get the story.
Cool. One more question. In the evening, there's a storytelling. That storytelling, is it something that each individual that is assigned to the teepee has to tell individuals, or you choose a story that simply,
Well, storytelling is a way of transporting the knowledge to our younger generation. So as we're telling stories, and sometimes part of healing is laughter. So you engage your stories to entertain, but also to educate. So storytelling is an art that's been given to us. We can read a book, and that's second. That's not first voice. That's second voice. But this conversation we're having right now, first voice. That's the empowerment of the culture. And we'll go inside today. We'll have buffalo robes with designs on them, stories again. It will take hours to talk about this.
So I know there's some other activities planned for today. So I want us to go to the next part and then let our audience experience the activities that is planned for today. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing this story. And do you want to say something about the tobacco?
Well, I can say a few words.
Yeah.
This tobacco is what we're planting, has zero nicotine. We're in a world where everything is being abused. If we drink Coca-Cola every time we're hungry, it's not going to be good for our system. This is zero nicotine. Some people, they smoke. We were given this in a pipe to smoke it. Hold it in our mouth. Don't ingest it into your being and release it into the heavens. And that's why you have an eagle feather or something, that the eagle takes those prayers up to the higher level of our creator.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. We'll be right back. Hi, still on My City Speaks to Me, the Calgary edition, telling stories about how cultures from all walks of life blends together. And this is about Bever Bundle, spring celebrations here at the Fish Creek Provincial Park. So part of the celebration that happens over the 2 days is the sweat ceremony, and I've got a handsome man here to talk to us. What does that mean to him? Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, good.
What's the name?
Charlie.
Charlie.
But my spiritual name is Nitanako Mokoinstam.
Okay.
It means wolf staff.
Wolf staff.
Wolf staff.
Good. Yesterday, you were part of the sweat ceremony here.
Yeah.
So tell our audience, what is the experience like?
You know, I've been gracious enough and gifted enough to learn from my elders, and I'm in a real place of learning at the moment, and so honored to be invited here by my big brother Treffry Deerfoot. And in these last couple years I've had the opportunity to participate in many different sweats, including at home in Piikani Nation, the Blood Tribe, and I was lucky enough to go down and sweat with the Crow on Remembrance Day last year, and I also went to go sweat this year with the Soto Creek.
Okay.
And I'm just learning about the process, and from my perspective, I've kind of learned that our way, sweating with men in the ceremony, this represents the woman,
Okay.
the grandmother's the womb.
Yeah.
And for us, it's an opportunity to pay respect to that and honor her with a rebirth. So for me, at this point in my life, it's just, these are the most important things for me to be learning at this time. I'm learning from all my elders, and they're teaching me the protocols.
Yes. The protocols, the
the
significance.
the proper way things are built, and the representation of the stars and the galaxy, and the galaxy we come from is the Wolf Run, the Wolf Galaxy, and some of these things in here represent that Wolf Run to the galaxy of the stars and the fire, and even learning about our altar back there.
Yeah.
And the different types that come along with different ceremonies. At this point in my life, I don't have any transferred rights, so I can't talk about things that have to be earned.
Yeah.
And the only two things I have transferred to me was a minor chief of our reserve at one point, so I was transferred a song. And with my life being where I'm at, I'm 49 years old now.
You look younger than your age.
And basically where I'm at is a rebirth of a new beginning, and a bright beginning.
Yeah.
And to be gifted enough to be still here on this earth has been a blessing.
Yes.
And where I'm at now is really paying my respects and doing my due diligence, my responsibility to learn from my elders, my knowledge keepers. And I've just been on a pilgrimage lately to learn that, to relearn from the past. For me, what helps our people is taking those 2 steps back, to learn the teachings of our ancestors that are very basic, simple stuff. And for me, I was lucky enough. I'm 49 now, but I can honestly say I've done it all, good, bad, and ugly. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm ready to be involved in my big brother's ceremonies. I'm ready to be involved with representation of my ancestors, and it goes in those 4 directions.
Yes. So that the future generations can, because it's like what the elder is doing is passing on the baton, so that after one generation goes, other generations are learning, and they can continue to transfer the knowledge, and that way we can keep that knowledge strong.
You know, just sleeping in the teepee last night, I slept with a delegation of youth that came from one end of the country to the other. Ottawa, Vancouver, Winnipeg. And 3 young ladies, 19, 21, and 29 years old. And the things we talked about in the teepee were just spot on. You know, the next generation, they really know, especially the little ones, they really know. They're the closest to the path. They're the ones on the wolf trail, you know, and we can learn so much from them. But I have a 5-year-old, so I'm at a point now, me and my partner who come up here, we're on a little war party right now. And it's such a great honor to be here and to be participating. This is the first time ever, me and my friend, we built this.
Wow.
You know, but we couldn't do it without the teachings
The elders.
of the past, our ancestors, our knowledge keepers. And you know, I've done this many times, but I've never paid attention to every little detail.
Details, how the process,
And you know, it's never going to be perfect, but this is the best job so far that me and my friend have done. We love doing it. And then we went to go set up teepees, and again,
Yep.
I've been learning so much about that, and you know, just the simple things in life. The best things in life are free.
Yeah.
And
Thank you very
you
much.
know what? That's
Thank
where
you
we're
so
at.
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Still on My City Speaks to Me here at the Fish Creek Provincial Park, the Learning Center, where I've been privileged to witness the Beaver Bundle opening ceremony. Now, right beside me in this building, the ceremony kicks off around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's still ongoing, and it's about 7 o'clock, and I've been allowed to share some of the things I witnessed during the ceremony, because cameras aren't allowed in the actual ceremony, but with the approval of the elder, I've been allowed to share that, and I'm going to tell you a bit about the ceremony. Basically, it's something that reminds me of an African culture during some of new farming festival. For example, the New Yam Festival, where the farmers bring their crops, the new harvest, into the village square, and they gather together, they feed every individuals, and then they share the prey. The same process, you know, it's what goes into the Beaver Bundle opening, whereby foods, you know, a lot of foods, you know, are put together in the center, and then the women, you know, based on their communities, you know, sit on the left, and the men sit on the right, and the elders are in front, including all the guests. And then they started, you know, prayers and some of the dances, and then about after 2 hours, they will go into break where the women are asked to share the food, you know, to everybody, you know, in the plates, and then they wait for everybody to have their food, and then they pray on the food, and then we have the food, and then after the food, the ceremony continues, and afterwards, you know, they have the bundle. The bundle is open. The beaver bundle is open, and then they give it to the woman first, who goes around with the beaver, each of the beaver, and then they go around, and then they dance, and the men as well, and all the guests as well. And it's been a very, very, you know, enlightening process, you know, having individuals come all the way from BC, from Manitoba, from Winnipeg, from Ottawa, just to be part of this celebration. And this is where I draw the curtain of today's episode of My City Speaks to Me here. As always, I encourage you to leave a note on my page so that I know you drop by, and there's something that you love about this video, come on, you know, let us hear in the comment section. And until I come your way again with amazing videos from around my beautiful city of Calgary in Alberta, Canada, like I do it on this show, don't move a muscle, stretch. See you around. Bye for now.